It was going in the northeast. That's very. And I just saw. Well, yeah, my thing was fun for myself. I was get caught in house. Yeah, that's the other something to go out. Yeah, but it's not here that way normally.
Wait for the AI.
John hasn't been doing his job lately.
No, it's dead.
It's
He has done his job, it's just now confirmed that's dead.
Fine, back to his normal job.
John, là, j'aimerais Fanny, on s'en suit.
J'ai été removed on, so.
Ouais, c'est ça. Ouais, mais là, enlève tout qui est.
There, forgot.
Please stand the thing, Ken.
La ville de Kapuskasing, son conseil reconnaît que nous nous trouvons sur les terres traditionnelles de la Première Nation Moonbeam dans le traité 9 qui abrite également plusieurs nations. We will continue to work in collaboration towards reconciliation in a healthy and mutual manner while sharing responsibility and accountability for the health of this land, which we also call home. Please note that this meeting is being live streamed. The content being streamed may be subject to copyright protection.
Before we approve the agenda, I'd like to take the opportunity to welcome Corey Olford to the new position of record with his first official meeting with town council. And Mark, welcome to the last meeting of council.
The last one.
You got another one? Okay, I'd also like to welcome Chantal to her last meeting as clerk and also her first meeting as CAO. Well, you don't-
I just wanted to chime in if Corey doesn't start picking up a little quicker, Dave, I might have to hang on.
Why are you threatening?
Wow. I'm just kidding, the fabulous job, is gonna be great, he already got excellent ideas for everything, so. These are on. Yeah, nothing else.
Oh, that's nice. Welcome to the board. We have a motion to approve the agenda.
Moved by Councillor Dennison, seconded by Councillor Fontaine, that the agenda be approved as circulated.
All in favor? Carried. Declaration of pecuniary interest in general on zero. Seeing none, we'll move right into committee of the whole and start with finance, Councillor Dennison.
For information, the 2024 Kapuskasing Landfill, Moonbeam Landfill Site Management Board audited financial statements. Any questions on it? It's looking, everything looks pretty good. We've had some issues, I guess, with the road, and I had some discussions with Paul, and just, I think we're gonna try to have a meeting soon, call a meeting, and we'll discuss the road and try to do some improvements on it. Any other questions?
Well, Councilor, just in terms of the, like, this was prepared by, all.
PECUNIARY.
And, there's anything to call out from the, like, don't they normally present it, or there wasn't, Chad wasn't available tonight to,
This was presented at the Landfill board, and it's a more information item for the council, so it was actually presented by our auditors, it was Mona actually that was
so we
present.
don't even need to, accept this as been
If
accepted
they've
by
already
the
been,
board.
already been signed by council.
Just information.
To the board. Gotcha.
To note, though, Martin is a sizable accumulated surplus for the closure costs and that.
Yeah, we're doing really well. Everything's on order. We have over $3 million in reserves, and it's making interest, and now when we spoke a little bit where we could pick up a little bit of money and get the road fixed, but the road, it shouldn't be an issue at all. And I think that it said, and I think the landfill site's good for another 10 years, I think that's what they estimate, so. And when that landfill site was first opened, and I think it was in 1995, they said it only had 25 years, and we've surpassed that several times now, so. But it doesn't seem to be a problem, so. That's one of the lesser issues that we missed out.
At the same time too, Paul's already looking at getting an extension for the dump itself too, and that takes a long time in process also.
An expansion, new
Yeah.
cells for, in the same location. Correct. Correct. And that takes about 10 years. Yeah.
Seems there's no neighbors there, there's no. It shouldn't.
It would take, shouldn't be crazy. That's just what tell us like that.
My second item is also for information. Is hiring of an accounting clerk to inform council of the hiring of Raymond Roy in the position of accounting clerk, pending all hiring criteria in the budget hiring policy and offer of employment letter have been met. And that's it for me, Mr. Mayor.
All right, well, congratulations, now you have some help in the office now. Planning board services, Councilman.
This one here, I'm gonna get John to talk about it once I'm completed, because very technical. I was in there today and we still don't really know what's happening with it, so. To repeal official plan and zoning bylaw amendments to the procedure non-compliant in the planning act, that council direct staff to initiate the process of repeal official plans amendment number 3 and 4 on the basis that amendment was adopted without full compliance with the procedure requirements of Planning Act RSO 1990 CP 13, rendering the amendment potentially invalid and subject to appeal or judicial review. The staff be directed to reinitiate the OPA process, including proper notice, consultation, and ministry review as required under regulation 525-97 and exemption procedure. The purpose of the report is to seek council's approval to repeal the adopted official plan amendments that may be periodically or whatever applied in order to protect the integrity of the municipality's planning framework and ensure compliance with statutory requirements. Subsequent review of the staff and review of the statutory procedures set out in the Planning Act may not be properly followed during the amendment process. These procedural oversights in the following. Maybe I'll get you a touch base on what was happening on this one, John.
I'm gonna try to explain it the best that I can, the best that we understand. But in March of this year, we had reached out to the Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Housing on their interpretation of whether the municipality was exempt from having to follow the OPA process. And they had responded in an email dated 25th of March, saying that the town was exempt from site-specific official plan amendments. So we took that as, we didn't have to notify them of the amendment that was deposited with the municipality. So we proceeded with the public hearing in accordance with the act. We did the noticing, we did the studies, we did the draft bylaws, the noticing of passing, and we Chantal last week or the week before took it and sent it to the clerk, sent it to the ministry in accordance with the act. They came back last Tuesday with an email stating that yes, the town is exempt from the OPA process, but they're still the OPA approval authority. So I don't know what that means. If we're exempt, but there's still the approval, not council. So to make everything right, they want us to repeal the bylaws. Tomorrow we would send a notice of repealing the bylaws. 20 days. August 11th, then we would repass the exact same bylaws. And then resubmit a new notice of passing the same bylaws for another 20 days. And that's supposed to satisfy the requirements of the Planning Act and would alleviate any judicial issues that may arise from not following the process. It's still kind of strange because we talk about red tape and all this, and it just seemed like more tape. It's just
Another 20 days.
it's another 40.
Or 40 and 4.
Because we got to repeal notice for 20 days, and there's a big deal. We'll redo the bylaw and then another 20 days after, so that's 40 days, but between that, there's a 10-day period, so it's gonna take like another 50 days.
So what can we do with the 50 days?
We have no choice.
Then we have no choice to follow.
Well, what's the place? For those 50 days, what's in place? Free for all.
No, this is just for the two scenarios.
Those two scenarios.
Just on those two.
That's it, yeah. But if you read the document,
Yeah,
it looks like everything was done right.
But it's not that way. According to somebody.
according to an employee, the planning person at the Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Housing, so. We did not, because we didn't provide them with notice of a public hearing. Which we thought we were exempt from what they had advised us in March, we have to do this. Process, so it's just being technical, I guess, dot the i's and cross the t's and.
But we had consultants involved in this and they didn't know this either.
We had, nobody understood that email that we got. If you read it, it says that the town's exempt. Like when you read the email, the communication that you got from the ministry, it tells us that the first line says the town is exempt from site-specific official plan amendments. But then they come back and say, well, no, the municipal affairs and housing is still the approval authority for official plan amendments. Well, are we exempt from going through the process? Where council is the approval authority? Or is the ministry? Because it was like two different answers in the same email. So to make everything right, you have to repeal, notice, pass, notice. It's a technicality. Both applicants are aware. There's no ability to appeal from a citizen, a corporation, anything. The only ones that can appeal is the minister. So we're doing all this to satisfy
The ministry.
the minister.
But as far as the applicants are concerned, it's not gonna retard any construction, it's not.
No, the only thing it might, on one application, they might, push the sale. To September 1st, because if we notice on August 12th, the next day,
But it's,
then you got 20 days, which brings it to September 1st, second.
but their intent to have construction going on.
One of the properties was to have those modular storages, which are in order, and they should be here at the end of August.
From the informing to place the right time.
So they can pretty well proceed.
I don't foresee any objections. It's really just to make sure that we follow the process from start to finish. In the eyes of the ministry.
No, but I hate to, push somebody's project back because of.
That's what I always hope.
No, but I mean, if the individual or the project can go ahead anyway, so.
Very minimal impact.
Not that much of a concern.
Any other questions? That would be it for myself, Mr. Chair.
Thanks, Councilor Newby. Protective Service Emergency Management, Councilor Mann.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. Just one item on the agenda tonight. It's just for information item as well regarding the hiring of a probationary firefighter as a replacement of a career firefighter on leave. So this is just to inform council of the hiring of Emily Latte in the position of probationary firefighter pending all hiring criteria in the employment hiring policy and offer of employment letter have been met. Firefighter Latte is replacing a career firefighter currently on leave, and this replacement doesn't create any addition on the career firefighter. Monsieur le chef, peux-tu ajouter quelque chose sur
C'est clair, monsieur le conseiller. C'est un remplacement pour moins de 12 mois. D'ailleurs, de la loi gouvernant les sommes, on a le droit de faire ça, ça va être renouvelé. C'est un remplacement d'un cri. Pour une addition,
Maman, à comment droit d'ouvrage qui ont des records, right?
on va partir de la première journée.
So,
On va voir ce que j'ai dit.
l'autre, il revient, elle avec les amis,
Oui, ça va chez eux.
mais si on veut l'embaucher, donc, il faut rappeler elle.
Oui, exactement. OK.
some other questions or comments? That's it for the items.
I have a comment. This is Emily Latte, not the daughter of Baba Latte? And he was a firefighter for many years, and that would be a beautiful continuity of something there. That was I think that's a special continuation for firefighters.
All right, you, Public Works and Councilor Newby.
We vote resulted request for tender number 2025-001 concrete sidewalks. Recommend to award RFT 2025-001 for the concrete sidewalk award Inc. for a total of $202,806.20 plus HST. This project will provide new concrete sidewalks for the following street: Vanessa Road in front of Independent Grocery Store, Vanessa Road in front of the baseball field, Vanessa Road south from Church to Mill Street, Shepherd Avenue from Bing to the three-way intersection. Tender submission closed, results closed on June 19th, 2025, Ward Inc. $202,806.20, Villa Construction, $654,945.50. Any questions?
Questions, Paul, on Bernardo South from Church to Mill Street, is that the east side or the west side?
That is the east side, so on the school side.
Okay.
This is primarily for the school.
Like in front of the road up.
Correct.
North?
Correct.
Okay. The other question I have is not to do with sidewalks, it's to do with the project they're doing behind the school there. Villa is putting in storm sewers and working for the school board.
Right.
Does the municipality have any part in there at all, or they're doing that all? They're just hooking up to our system?
Yeah, other than reviewing their plans and making sure it's important with our standards, the town has no vested interest in that project.
Thank you.
Oh, do we have any penalties if someone were to walk away from their existing contract that they had with us?
There's no, like financial penalties.
Yes.
Into the contract, we don't have that stated in the contracts, no.
You only thought about putting that in?
I think more of the thought was put into, like, if we didn't complete it on time, so we have that as a large capital contracts. So kind of like a daily penalty for not finishing a contract on time, not for not completing, or,
I'm just
starting a contract.
I'm just thinking like they get halfway through and they just walk away.
Yeah, we would have some legal means of holding them to a price that they've given us. Not quite at that point yet.
Okay.
So is this comparable to last year's price?
That's well, it's a battle within the province. It's not just CAT signed on, not by far. There's a lot of municipalities. And if you get one narrative that's very strong on it, that's dictatorship. You can call it what you want, I mean, that's what it comes down to. But in one person, we have one person making decisions. We're a joint 7 people elected. That's why we're elected.
But by the same token, you know, every 4 years it'll come up again. So if a mayor uses that strong power, it's not used properly, the people will take that into consideration in the next election.
But that's just here. We have a chance to do it now as a group, first order. That's what this is all about.
But even if all the municipalities are against it, that doesn't necessarily mean the province is gonna rescind it.
No, but in the court of law, they can. If we win in the court of law. That's what this is all about.
I think it's not, personally, I think it's energy spent. We should spend our energy doing better things than asking. That's what.
Well, we're not spending anything on it. It's the group.
Oh, no.
Yeah. What I agree.
Yeah.
I should have seen as Councilor Dennison. Is there no matter what, whatever you wanna do, it's gonna be there. And I believe that Mr. Meyer's totally correct, it's not going to the court.
That's even if the resolution actually indicates support or not support. And then the challenge they may, based on the level of support or the.
But like they said, you can vote individually.
Yep, right.
And Reed,
I'm opposed to the, like Councilor Dennison and, I don't think that there's much that we can do about it right now, and if we so choose, we have all the information there that we can personally forward our opinion.
Well, I would be, I am in support of submitting the resolution and voting on the submission of the resolution. I think had the government put out the legislation for public consultation beforehand, this is typically, we would have gotten such a request to indicate our support or not at that time, and clearly the fact that they did not engage in any public consultation, they're not interested in anyone's feedback. Nevertheless, I think it's important to indicate that if you're opposed to it as a council, that should be communicated. There's no cost, there's no downside to it, it's simply to indicate that this was not the right approach. The government should not have undertaken this legislation or promulgated this legislation. Then I would certainly like the opportunity as a council to voice our opposition if that is what the majority would vote.
But it sounds good, it's not majority. We have to do it.
It doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
All right, so. These have it.
So I'm assuming from everyone's opinion, 1, 2, 3, 3 to 2 are in opposition to not signing and submitting this resolution.
Right.
At this time, because it's something you can still bring up later on, but you see how this goes, how this starts to play out.
The only thing is, if you bring it up at an individual time, it'll be just this group. It won't be the
But
group
if the
within
other,
the province.
if the other group is big enough, they'll still present it, then we'll have to live with whatever changes or non-changes that need to be said.
All right, well. Everybody's pretty much voiced their opinion, I think it's. Clear, motion to award service treatment contract.
Moved by Councillor Dennison, seconded by Councillor Newton. That the request for tender 2025 of River Surface Treatment be awarded to Miller Paving Limited for a total of $176,400 plus HSC, and that this project provides surface treatment for the following roads: Gal Road, Grinnell Road South, and Clear Lake Road.
All in favor? Carried, motion to award sidewalk contract.
Moved by Councillor Dennison, seconded by Councillor Buckland, that the request for tender 2025-001 for concrete sidewalks be awarded to Ward Inc. for a total of $202,806.20 plus HSC, and that this project provide for new concrete sidewalks for the following streets: Burnetville Road in front of Independent Grocery Store, Burnetville Road in front of baseball fields, Grinnell Road South from Church to Mill Street, from the church to Mill Street, and Shepherd Avenue from Bing to a three-way intersection.
All in favor? Carried, general items of business nil, bylaws, we have a bylaw to appoint chief administrative officer.
Moved by Councillor Van, seconded by Councillor Buckland, that bylaw 4647 being a bylaw to appoint the chief administrative officer be enacted and passed, that the corporate seal be affixed thereto, and that the bylaw be signed by the mayor and clerk.
All opposed? All in favor?
Carried. Just checking us.
Do big attention. I just want to see all the hands. Bylaw repeal, PA.
Thank you for listening, by the way.
Bylaw repeal the OPA 3 and OPA 4 zoning bylaw number 4641 and 4643.
Moved by Councillor Monk, seconded by Councillor Newton, that bylaw 4648 being a bylaw to repeal zoning bylaw number 4641, bylaw number 4642 as official plan amendment number 3, zoning bylaw amendment number 4643, and bylaw number 4644 being official plan amendment number 4, be enacted and passed, that the corporate seal be affixed thereto, and that the bylaw be signed by the mayor and clerk.
Can you just name the numbers again, just to make sure that we're correct? It's on a.
Yeah, so we're repealing 4641,
Yeah.
4642, 4643, and 4644.
Okay, all in favor? Carry. Yeah, I'm just, yeah. Bylaw to amend municipal accommodation tax rate to 6%.
Moved by Councillor LeBlanc, seconded by Councillor Buckland, that bylaw 4649 being a bylaw to amend bylaw 4313 to establish a municipal transit accommodation tax for short-term rentals within the town of Kapuskasing be enacted and passed, and that the corporate seal be affixed thereto, and the bylaw be signed by the mayor and clerk.
All in favor? Carried. Bylaw to amend that agreement between town of Kapuskasing and Kapuskasing Economic Development Corporation.
Moved by Councillor Dennison, seconded by Councillor Newton, that bylaw 4650 being a bylaw to amend the agreement under bylaw 4496 regarding the distribution of proceeds generated by the municipal accommodation tax be enacted and passed, that the corporate seal be affixed thereto, and that the bylaw be signed by the mayor and clerk.
All in favor? Carried. No closed session items. We have a motion to approve confirmatory bylaw.
Moved by Councillor Martin, seconded by Councillor Monick, that bylaw 4651 being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of council. Be enacted and passed, that the corporate seal be affixed thereto, and that the bylaw be signed by the mayor and clerk.
All in favor? Carried, motion to adjourn.
Moved by Councillor LeBlanc, seconded by Councillor Martin, that this meeting be adjourned at 6:38 p.m.
All in favor? Carried. Hey, thanks, Corey. Obviously, your attendance here and made the